Astonishing Legends Network.
It's Flashback Friday, and you know what that means. A classic episode of Scared All the Time's fan-favorite bonus show, New Fear Unlocked, is out of the vault and on the main feed. This episode originally aired on Patreon October 9th, 2025, but is being played by you right now.
Disclaimer. This episode includes the usual amount of adult language and graphic discussions you've come to expect around here. But in the event it becomes an unusual amount, expect another call from me.
You can't take a week off, not when the people need content. So it's time to fill the trough with something halfway decent. That only sort of rhymed, which is about halfway to decent. So we're doing fine, and you're doing fine. And now it's time for a bonus episode, an unnamed new kind of show, featuring the hosts you know, and it starts right now. And it starts right now.
Hey everybody, welcome back to a brand new episode of your favorite bonus show on the Scared All the Time network, on the Astonishing Legends network. This is New Fear Unlocked with Chris and Ed.
Sure is. I'm always doing great, as always.
Ed is hacking and coughing and growling in his throat like I poisoned him or something, which is appropriate because today's story that we're going to be talking about on New Fear Unlocked involves a mysterious, mushroomified, mycological murder.
Mycological? Which Ninja Turtle was that?
Mycology is the study of mushrooms.
Oh.
I believe that's how it's pronounced. So I'm pulling out some M words. I'm on top of my game today.
I think my mom sent me whatever this article is.
Your mom actually sent us a couple of things about this article all summer. She was really keyed into the mushroom murder mystery.
Shit.
And
That's the name of the episode then.
And I kept thinking that we should cover it, but I wanted to wait until I could find an article about whether or not this woman was found guilty or innocent. And turns out that actually happened in July, so I don't know why I missed that article. But I did finally, for today's New Fear Unlocked, I went back and I pulled together a couple different articles to kind of tell our listeners the whole story of what happened over there in Australia, where everything can and will kill you, including
its residents.
This woman, the headline for today's article is from the BBC. Headline: Australian woman guilty of murdering relatives with toxic mushroom meal. Written by Tiffany Turnbull, which sounds like a very Australian name to me.
Or made up.
Or
because they had zero sources and they're just railroading this lady.
So I've pulled from this BBC article and from an article that ran on NPR in the lead up to the trial and kind of combined it all into one here for everybody. So we'll have both of these in the show notes. But the headline here is: Australian woman Erin Patterson is guilty of murdering 3 relatives with a toxic mushroom lunch, a jury has found. Patterson, 50, was accused of putting death cap mushrooms, which you don't do by accident.
Do they look different? No, they don't. They don't have little skulls on them or like Black Widow hourglasses. Like, how do people? You wouldn't know they're death caps.
Well, we'll get into that a little bit. But if someone were to tell you, I feel like if someone showed me a death cap mushroom, I would try to remember what that mushroom looked like and choose not to cook with it, especially for my family. But these mushrooms are among the most poisonous in the world, and she was accused earlier this year of putting these mushrooms into a beef Wellington dish that she served to her guests at a July 2023 lunch at her home in Leongatha, Australia, a town of less than 6,000 people, some 85 miles from Melbourne.
Okay, I'm aware of that last one.
All 4 of Patterson's lunch guests were hospitalized with gastrointestinal symptoms the day after the meal. 3 of them, Patterson's former in-laws, Don Patterson, 70, and Gail Patterson, 70, as well as Gail's sister, Heather Wilkinson, died the following week. all from altered liver function and multiple organ failure due to these amanita or death cap mushroom poison.
Do you think like eating one of these mushrooms is a death sentence, or is it one? I'm watching a lot of ER right now, or do you think it's one of those things where I'm complaining of this pain and complaining in that, and like no one's thinking mushroom, and by the time they like figured out what in their tox screen, what to attack, what to try and like
what to solve for? It's
yeah,
because
there's an episode of it might be an episode of The Pit, but they're like a person's complaining it has like IBS issues, like well known, well documented on their chart, like they have like belly problems.
Yeah.
So they don't see that it's a black widow spider. They're treating it for like everything else, and it's like nothing's working, and then when they realize it's a black widow, a very hacky way of like it's in her shoe. But I'm saying when they find the black widow, it's like, oh, we'll just do this, and she was like fine.
I hope this was an episode of ER and not The Pit.
No, this was definitely an episode of The Pit. Now that I'm thinking about it,
This is The Pit. This sounds so 90s television.
Oh, the creator of The Pit is the showrunner for the first 6 seasons of ER, and created Shameless, I think too. But
John Wells.
But no, yeah, it's the difference between The Pit, and we're gonna get back into our show in a second.
This is gonna be an episode of Pit season 2.
Yeah,
I feel like.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. The difference between the two is that like they don't spend any like that's a thing for a second in The Pit. Like it's not the storyline. Where ER, that would be the case.
Okay, I gotcha.
This is like.
That's why I said, yeah.
The Pit's good. I like it.
Nice.
But
all
ER
right.
might be better.
Well, you might also have liked this woman's beef Wellington.
I know I would.
Until it killed you. No, yeah, to answer your question about what kind of death and poisoning this is, we're going to get into that a little bit later. It seems fairly severe. I don't think it is it
killed them. I don't get more severe than that.
No, I know, but I don't think it's brain-eating amoeba levels of if it gets in your nose, you're probably going to die unless you're very lucky.
100%.
But
kill rate, not 100% agreement.
But it does seem these are nasty fucking mushrooms. It really. I mean, I grew up in the woods. You grew up near the woods. I feel like when you're a kid, people tell you be very careful what you're eating, especially when it comes to mushrooms and berries.
Yeah.
And you kind of don't think about what that means. You know, you're just like, oh yeah, like I don't want to throw up if I eat a bad. But these things are deadly.
Yeah. I have one of those little kind of travel hike books of like what not to eat.
Yeah, that's good.
It's in my go bag.
So when LA finally collapses someday and we have to go forage under the 405.
Yeah, I'll know what deadly mushrooms to not touch.
Fantastic. Patterson was also found guilty of the attempted murder of the sole guest who survived the beef Wellington meal, which was Heather Wilkinson's husband, Pastor Ian Wilkinson, who recovered after weeks of treatment in the hospital. She also invited her estranged partner, Simon Patterson, to the lunch, but he pulled out at the last minute. Story of my life.
Oh, my God. No, you have a kid. So clearly that's not the story of your life.
Their relationship, Simon Patterson and Erin Patterson's relationship, was a little bit weird, not the least of which that it seems like she kept his last name long after they divorced.
And her name's Erin?
Her name's Erin.
That
his
sucks.
name's
I wish she had a
Simon.
more...
Simon and Erin.
Like, I definitely know who the lady is name, but Erin's little...
They'd been married for a while, and then the two split up and reconciled multiple times over the years before permanently separating in 2015 when she moved out.
Yeah, and she thought he was going to accept the invitation to this beef Wellington party?
Well, listen, man, you don't say no to a beef Wellington party, especially not in Melbourne. It's considered very rude.
Beef Wellington might have been good. The only thing that brought him back each time.
Probably, yeah, maybe.
You know what I mean?
She thought she'd get him this time.
Yeah.
But, I mean, they were separated. Again, I find it a little weird. They were separated for quite a long time, and she'd moved out. He described their relationship as strained toward the end, but friendly, quote, most of the time.
Okay.
Which is, I guess, up until the moment she decided to murder him and his family.
So it's his family.
It's his family.
The
yeah, they're the Pattersons.
And not her sister, though. It
Not
would
her
be
sister.
his sister.
Yeah.
There's nobody that she's related to on the murder end.
Correct.
She's not murdering anyone in her family.
Correct.
Gotcha. Okay, gotcha.
Simon and Erin shared custody of their 2 children. They saw each other at church and apparently even went on local and overseas family trips together.
Well, they share kids.
Yeah.
So that's different.
Yeah, that's true. I guess
that's how you stay in someone's life.
But yeah, it is. But I kind of feel like, yeah, it speaks to how amicable their separation was because, sure, yes, you share kids, but if it's a nasty divorce, you go, hey, you take the kids to Florida, I'll take the kids to some,
Well, they go to church together too. These are people who are probably putting up airs of
everything's fine.
Yeah. Everything's fine anyway because it seems like they shared church functions and
yeah. Patterson also remained on amicable terms with her in-laws that she was found guilty of murdering. Simon said that Erin and his parents loved each other, noting that she was especially close with his father, Don, a retired school teacher with whom she shared a love of science.
Oh my God, he told her about these mushrooms.
I kind of think maybe
that's how I feel about another episode we had just done recently about a lady who, I don't know what's coming out first, but the woman who like kills her husband or whatever at the hotel.
Oh yeah,
and it's just like, yeah, hangs out with this physician a lot.
yeah.
Or even the guy in
learning lots of weird science facts about all the ways that the human body can be shut down.
Yeah, we do see that a lot. I think also with the poisoning of the Halloween candy, it was also like he called his friend who was a chemist.
Yeah,
it was like, yeah,
what would quickly kill children in a powdery form?
Yeah, I think you want to keep good, smart, kind people in your life. I'm not saying get rid of them just based on their profession, but maybe the less. Well, I guess it doesn't matter because now we have the internet.
Right.
I was going to say, like, just keep anyone out of your life who could tell you how to kill someone.
Now you can't. Now you can't. Now you have someone in your life called ChatGPT.
Yeah.
That'll tell you how to do it if you're a little sneaky.
Fuck, dude.
However, Simon says he noticed a sustained change in his relationship with his ex-wife starting around 2022. Patterson apparently said she would need to seek child support from him. Always a wedge in the relationship.
Well, I mean, I think that comes with the territory, right? If you get divorced and you share kids, I think you can't avoid it.
But they separated for good in 2015, so this is 7 years later that she's coming after him for child support.
Well, he might not have paid it, that fucking bum.
He might have been a fucking bum. He says he accepted this. Their communication declined from that point on over issues related to child support payments such as school fees. Which also sounds like maybe he just wasn't paying. I don't know.
Or it's one of those things. And I'm not, I don't know with his situation, but sometimes I think it's like that Dave Foley thing where it's like, we got divorced, and the terms of this divorce, I was a fucking movie star, and now I'm not anymore, and the terms are still crazy, and I can't afford it. So maybe it was like the terms were made when he had a good job, maybe lost his job.
Right.
Either way, that's on you. Shouldn't have had kids. Pay that shit.
Yeah, but the thing is, at the end of the day, even if he was being a big scumbag, not paying his child support payments,
you don't kill him.
No, I know. And the best thing to rehab his image is to murder his whole family. Because now he looks like the good guy in all this.
Yeah, no, shit, you're right. She messed up.
Simon testified that they discussed the idea of bringing in a mediator in December of 2022, saying that, quote, from my point of view, Erin was being extremely aggressive.
So a mediator for the contract negotiations of child support.
Yeah.
Not to rebuild the relationship.
No, I think that was long gone. Apparently, she was being so aggressive that she was originally accused of attempting to murder him, too, on several occasions. But those charges were dropped on the eve of the trial, and the allegations were not put to the jury. So apparently, she may have come after Simon a couple times already.
Got you.
Hey, are you enjoying this old episode of New Fear Unlocked? If so, don't forget that you can stay up to date with brand new commercial-free episodes of it every week the main show's off. Now here's one of those ad breaks you could be avoiding.
This is how the prosecution said the murders went down.
Okay.
And anybody listening to this is all parody. Don't try this.
Do any of this.
This is a joke.
But you do want to preheat your oven to 375.
yeah. In July 2023, Erin invited Simon, his parents Gail and Donald, as well as Gail's sister Heather and her husband Ian over to her home. Mm-hmm. She said the purpose of this lunch was to discuss some medical issues she was facing and seek advice on how to break it to her kids, which is why this was that was the pretense.
And all hands on deck because it's for the kids.
And it's adults only. The kids aren't there.
Yeah.
So it's just the adults to talk about how to handle this medical issue. She dropped her kids, ages 9 and 14, off for lunch and a movie with a friend before the guests came over. The Wilkinsons, so these are the
in-laws,
the sister of the in-laws, the sister and husband of the in-laws.
Oh, so the sister's husband was there as well.
Yes,
the guy that survived.
The guy that survived, yeah. They were surprised by this invitation because they hadn't yet been to Erin's house where she'd moved the previous year. And Simon testified that it was, quote, very rare for his wife to invite people over. Family gatherings usually happened at other relatives' homes. Simon texted Erin the day before the lunch saying he felt too uncomfortable to attend, but was willing to discuss her health issues over the phone. She responded in a text that Simon read from the stand that said she was disappointed and hoped that he would change his mind. Quote, I've spent many hours this week preparing lunch for tomorrow, which has been exhausting in light of the issues I'm facing, and spent a small fortune on beef eye fillet to make beef Wellington because I wanted it to be a special meal as I may not be able to host a lunch like this again for some time.
Wow. That's like guilt trippy.
It's
all fictional, so it's kind of wild.
Yeah, if you're looking to turn the jury against your ex-wife, that's a real ex-wife text to send.
Yeah.
She followed up with, it's important to me that you're all there tomorrow and that I can have the conversations that I need to have. Prosecutors say that Erin showed her guests around the home before serving them at the dining room table. She placed individual beef Wellingtons, which is a steak dish wrapped in a pastry, usually with a paste of finely chopped mushrooms, along with mashed potatoes and green beans, on 4 large gray dinner plates and 1 smaller, lighter colored plate.
So she knows which one to give herself.
She ate off the smaller plate.
Yeah, exactly.
The
one that says not poison.
Yeah. The Wilkinsons finished their portion, while Gail ate approximately half and gave the rest to her husband, Donald. There was banter amongst them about how much they'd eaten, the prosecutor said.
It must have been pretty good.
It must have been pretty good. And death cap mushrooms, one thing we're learning is
that's the irony.
They taste great.
Yeah, but you can never, no one can experience it.
Yeah, and nobody was like, this tastes bitter, or like, what's that odd sensation?
Yeah.
It's just like, no, this is delicious.
Shit, man. That is irony. Like, in terms of like existing being delicious and not being edible is a fucking nightmare.
Yeah, that is. I wonder, because when I think of berries that are poisonous, I think of those hard little red berries that obviously I've never tasted, but I can't imagine taste good. They look like they'd just be bitter.
That's the fucked up thing. It's like, why is everyone, it's like, they taste so good I had to.
Well, there's there's that puffer fish is deadly.
Only if you like cut it wrong.
If it's cut wrong, but that's a delicious but deadly dish, obviously.
Yeah.
What else is in that list? There's got to be other...
Delicious but deadly also could be a title for this episode.
Yeah. Well, could also be a whole other Scared All the Time episode.
Yeah, well, this is heard it here first.
We'll figure it out. So it's only after the meal was consumed that Erin told the group about her medical malady that she was so concerned about. She said she'd been diagnosed with cancer after noticing a bump on her elbow. So I guess the infamous and deadly elbow cancer.
Elbow tumor.
And it asked for advice on whether to tell her kids. The group had a discussion and prayed for her. Now, I think this is particularly nasty, and I don't know if this was underlined by the prosecution at all, but she made sure that they ate the food and hung out before she got to the whole reason that she'd brought them there. So, she really found a reason to make them stick around. I imagine somebody was like, so what's wrong? And she was just like,
nothing now.
Nothing, yeah.
now after you've eaten nothing.
Nothing now that you've finished all your delicious food.
Oh my God, I'm actually getting a call from my doctor. It says my elbow's fine.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming by.
That evening, the elder Pattersons and Wilkinsons started to feel sick with diarrhea and vomiting throughout the night.
For all we know, that's what one of them prayed for. And they're like, finally.
Wait, they prayed for themselves to be sick?
I don't know.
Why.
Usually you pray quietly, right?
The couples realized they had the same symptoms after they talked on the phone the next morning.
But the thing is, that's something where you get on the horn and you're like, are you dumping everything out of your ass?
Shitting and vomiting?
And then but the thing is, you're not thinking poison, you're thinking food poisoning. Like, she must have undercooked this or... Yeah, no one's, you hear hooves, you think horses, right? You don't think zebras.
Yeah, this is probably the first, again, devious on Erin's part if she planned this whole thing. That, of course, A, they think it's food poisoning, and B, I don't even know, I guess maybe she knew her in-laws were, like, I don't know if she knew that there'd be phone calls going back and forth trying to go, hey, are you feeling weird? Or
she probably didn't think that through, but she definitely maybe thought through enough to be like, hey, if you eat a bunch of death cap mushrooms, are they going to start fucking projectile vomiting the moment it happens?
Right.
Or are they going to be able to get home
Right.
and out of my house
She
to not
knew.
be found with this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Pattersons called an ambulance to take them to a hospital, while Simon took the Wilkinsons to another hospital because of capacity issues. I guess everyone had death cap mushrooms that day. The hospital was all full up. He testified that during this time, Heather raised the subject of the different plates at lunch. He said that his aunt said something to the effect of, quote, "Is Erin short of crockery?" She's full of crockery, to be honest.
Yeah, it turns out. I do love that comment, unrelated to being poisoned. It's just like, what kind of classless you used to live with?
Well, she said, "Is Erin short of crockery? Is that why she would have this different kind of colored plate that she served herself with?" He replied at the time that Patterson didn't have many matching plates and might have just run out.
Okay,
Because he's not giving her those child support payments, so she's eating off of whatever
eating off of
garbage
Frisbees.
plates. Yeah,
but like
dog bowls.
But I'm saying that initial comment, it comes from a catty shitty place.
But
like,
does it?
I'm not saying that she should. I'm glad that her cattiness helped them observe something that can help the police. But it also comes from like, ugh, dude, we went to dinner with this poor person.
Yeah, but here's my question. Is that where it was coming from? Or because Simon said he felt so uncomfortable that he didn't even want to come to the dinner, and he'd talk to Erin on the phone about the issues. I wonder, depending on how weird Erin had been acting, if this is the slowly dawning horror of like, wait a second, like she clearly, you're right, she clocked the different colored plate, which could be catty and bitchy, or it could be suspicion that something is not right here.
I don't think, because unless the second part of her clocking that was like, and I only ate one forkful because I was suspicious. She ate it all, licking the different plate she had clean.
So, okay.
I think it was one of those like church digs or like Midwest nice type of things where it's like
Australian Midwest nice.
Yeah, where it's like, oh, bless her heart type of thing.
Yeah,
and it was like, fuck you.
Yeah, I guess what he probably didn't bother mentioning on the stand was that she also complained about the fact they had to eat with plastic forks.
Yeah, plastic forks and like some sort of curtains complaint about how they didn't match the whatever.
The curtains didn't match the drapes? Is that what you were going with? I don't know that's about real curtains.
It's also, aren't they the same thing, drapes and curtains?
The patients were able...
Oh my God, I hate that people can see that you just drive by me like that.
Well, I don't know where...
We're on camera now.
Drapes and curtains, I guess, yeah, they could be, but then what's the curtains match the drapes comment all about?
Is that what the saying is?
Well, the saying about hair and pubic hair is, do the curtains match the drapes?
Well, what the fuck are drapes then?
Are we having an existential crisis over this? You know what it is? I think it's that if you have fancy window dressings.
Oh, they have two.
You have two.
You have that diaphanous kind of see-through one in case you want more light.
Those are drapes, I believe, and curtains would be your thicker.
The thick ones that.
Yeah.
Fuck. Well, I guess that
you do want them to match.
I would think so. Shit. Well, I guess we've also revealed ourselves to be too poor to have the same
curtains
plates.
and drapes. Yeah.
But educated
we have
enough.
Trash bags hanging over the windows in this studio.
But they're not actually that inaccurate. But we are smart enough to know diaphanous.
The patients were able to talk about their experience immediately after being admitted on July 30th. Simon said his dad, Donald, told him about Erin's cancer diagnosis from his hospital bed. Donald also was able to give his medical history and recount the lunch to doctors who grew concerned that gastroenteritis, which I guess Donald suffered from, was not the sole cause of his symptoms.
Okay.
Multiple doctors and toxicologists discerned that their symptoms were indicative of serious toxin syndrome caused by ingestion of Amanita phalloides mushrooms, also known as death cap mushrooms.
You know what we have in this here United States, but also Australia and everywhere else with modern medicine? And this guy's fucking job depends on it, is like tox screens.
Yeah.
And there's like more tests now than there's ever been in the history of like science. Mm-hmm. So how are you concerned? I feel like his job should be like, hey, I'm looking at the test we just did and it's mushrooms.
Well,
Elevated poison mushroom numbers are elevated.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what in the mushroom causes the death, But I think there's probably a recognizing that like, oh, you have a really high reading of like alkaloids or whatever, and then going, okay, well, what are all the things? I don't think they're like, I don't think they look under a microscope and there's like little mushrooms going like, so I'm sure it took a little bit to kind of connect one thing to the other.
Should.
Prosecutors say that the patients were not immediately given the antidote because there was a lack of evidence to confirm that's what they had ingested, and their conditions deteriorated over the following days, even as they were treated.
You think that's some universal healthcare shit where in America they'd be like, add it to the bill, give them all 3 million things.
Exactly, probably. I mean, doctors then concluded after the victims passed that the illness was unsurvivable, which sounds like a real cover your ass kind of like, oh yeah, I mean this was unsurvivable. These people were old.
Yeah,
nothing we could have done.
Nothing we could have done.
Wash our hands clean of this one. This is a good place to jump into what exactly death cap mushrooms are and how dangerous they are and what they do to you. So death cap mushrooms, Amanita phalloides, are responsible for 90% of deaths by fungus. With half a cap or even less is enough to kill a person, according to the UK's Woodland Trust. The Victorian government says symptoms including diarrhea, vomiting, and stomach cramps typically occur 6 to 24 hours after consumption and can be fatal within 48 hours.
Those are way higher numbers than elbow tumor.
Yeah. That takes elbow tumors. Can really, they're a slow killer.
No, I think you can live out your whole life without ever experiencing a symptom. That's what she's dealing with.
The mushrooms are found in Europe, Australia, and North America, usually in temperate forests or urban areas with exotic trees.
Oh.
Now, here's part of, what makes this all a little extra suspicious. In April 2023, just months before Patterson had her relatives over for lunch, the Victoria Department of Health issued an advisory warning that death cap mushrooms were growing in the state.
Well, that's how she got the idea.
That very month, prosecutors say a local pharmacist noticed death cap mushrooms growing under oak trees during a walk in the nearby township of Loch and documented them on a naturalist website. In April, so the same month that all these mushrooms were being noticed, Erin allegedly purchased an electronic food dehydrator and, according to location data seized from her phones, traveled to the area of Loch. In interviews with police, she denied owning a food dehydrator and foraging for mushrooms.
Yeah, or a phone.
Yeah, she doesn't know whose phone that data came from, but it wasn't hers. In the immediate aftermath of the incident, Erin Patterson told doctors and investigators that she had used 2 kinds of mushrooms for her dish, fresh from the grocery store and dried from a Chinese grocer in the area.
Oh, boy.
Though she couldn't remember which one.
Yeah. What's that, place that only comes out, like... It's like in the Egypt,
the musical not Gungadin.
No.
Brigadoon.
Brigadoon. It's like Brigadoon Chinese grocer.
Also, there's 6,000 people in this town. How many Chinese groceries do they have? I feel like
it's certainly not a food desert of Chinese. Yeah, that seems like a real easy.
Well, as part of its investigation, the Department of Health checked all the Asian grocery stores in the surrounding suburbs, and prosecutors say the health department was unable to identify any store in the suburbs that sold mushrooms as described by Erin Patterson.
Got you.
Her legal team argued she unintentionally foraged the lethal fungi and then panicked upon accidentally poisoning family members she loved.
I think it's a really simple, cross-examination question of... Okay, you foraged them. You didn't know they were bad. Follow-up question. Have you ever foraged anything you've made before in your life?
Right, yeah.
Give me one other example where you pulled things from the crack in the sidewalk and served them to friends.
Yeah, she doesn't seem like a... I mean, well, I guess, I don't know. I didn't do that much research into this woman's life, but I doubt she was making dandelion rhubarb pies from the backyard very often.
Yeah. But then again, she was on a naturalist website, so who knows?
Yeah. From the witness box, Erin Patterson told the court she loved her relatives and had no reason to harm them. Mm-hmm. She repeatedly denied intentionally putting the poisonous mushrooms in the meal and said she realized days after the lunch that the beef Wellingtons may have accidentally included dried forage varieties that were kept in a container with store-bought ones.
But also, everyone knows that you ate half of one. Or you ate 2. So, how come you're not... Okay, go on.
Brilliant
question?
Covering her ass here. Brilliant question and brilliant covering her ass. She also told the court she suffered from bulimia and made herself throw up after the beef Wellington meal, which explained why she did not become as sick as the others who ate it.
That's a great...
I would have just said it was the elbow cancer.
Well,
you don't even need to add the bulimia.
One you can check for, the other one you can't.
It's all the chemo from that elbow cancer
It's making me puke. Shit, that's a good excuse, though.
It is. I think, like, she's also being a little contradictory here. Again, I didn't, like, read the court transcripts or anything, but this part of the article says that she denied intentionally putting the poisonous mushrooms in there and realized days later that the Wellingtons may have included dried foraged varieties of mushrooms kept in a container with store-bought ones, but she also denied buying an electronic food dehydrator. So how did her foraged mushrooms get dehydrated to begin with?
Well, I think that you and I have conflated two things, because she claims that she didn't forage any mushrooms,
right,
and that she bought them from that mysterious Chinese market.
Yeah, the Brigadoon market.
And so if she says, I never bought the food processing thing, that just adds to the credence that she couldn't have foraged it herself and made it.
But then who foraged them? Because she said
the Chinese did.
Oh, so she's just straight up blaming Chinese grocers for foraging poisonous mushrooms.
She's saying that I bought some dried foraged ones from the Chinese people and added it unknowingly. And that way she had to get rid of any evidence that showed that she foraged. So she's like, I never bought that dehydrator.
Gotcha.
I've never foraged. But then when we were making bits about, has she ever done it before? Blah, blah, blah. That was just me and you misunderstanding.
Gotcha.
But the real situation seems to be that she was sold bad mushrooms.
The lie about having cancer, she said, was because she was embarrassed about plans to get weight loss surgery.
Why do you need weight loss surgery? You're bulimic. You should already be thin.
Well,
the medical thing you should be telling your family is like, how do I deal with my bulimia? Which should not mean I'm overweight.
She also claimed she didn't tell authorities the truth about her mushroom foraging hobby because she feared they might blame her for making her relatives sick.
Well, then why is she talking about mushroom foraging again? I thought she got bad mushrooms from China.
It's a little unclear.
Yeah, that's how we got confused.
It seems like she both is a hobbyist mushroom forager and also a hobbyist Chinese grocery attending person who makes beef Wellingtons with whatever she buys there.
Yeah.
So ultimately, after a week of deliberation, the jury decided and returned 4 guilty verdicts, which could see Patterson spend the rest of her life in jail, where she will be eating jail-prepared beef Wellingtons with probably not fresh mushrooms.
They're preparing beef Wellington in
No.
jail.
Slop.
She's getting Australian slop.
I mean, it seems like, basically, reading between the lines a little bit, it seems to me that it's possible that this woman accidentally poisoned this family and then panicked, lied about everything, and was like the opposite of smart about this whole thing. Because I could almost see myself doing this. Like, if I was like, I'm estranged from my family, the whole cancer lie and everything really makes me think she's guilty.
I think without the cancer lie, without the false pretense of why they're there.
Yeah.
I'm fully on board with being like a hung jury on. It seems like she kind of maybe just fucked up.
And then was like, I've never foraged mushrooms. I mean, yes, I have, but I didn't buy a dehydrator.
And even that I can see as just a scared person.
Yeah.
But the idea that she's invited all these estranged people over to talk about a made-up illness is the only...
And how to break her made-up illness to her kids.
I mean, here's the thing. They're all great ideas. Like, great idea to get the kids out of the house. Great idea to get them over. Great idea of when to tell them.
Yeah.
Great idea to have a mixed matched plate so that you don't kill yourself.
Yeah.
So
here's a little
great idea with the bulimia thing.
Here's a little thought experiment. What would have been a smarter way to get the death cap mushrooms? Because obviously
deathcop.com.
No, but like, I wonder if there's a way you could have tricked somebody into foraging them for you or something, so that you could have...
You gotta pop on Fiverr or like, what the hell is that website? TaskRabbit.
Yeah.
Have some guy get it.
Be very clear, do not snack on these on the way over.
I don't know. It's hard. I guess she did the right thing, which is just do it yourself.
You want something done right, you got to do it yourself.
But also, like, less, loose lips sink ships. So, like, less people to spill the beans.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that location data is really the only thing that shows that...
Yeah, if they didn't have her cell phone pinging...
then she would have just been like, yeah, I foraged them out of my backyard. And then they would have looked in the backyard and been like, there's no death cap mushrooms back here. And
Yeah,
she'd been
'cause
like,
I used
don't
them.
know. Well, she would have been like, I don't know how the fuck they got in there, you know?
Yeah, I think someone threw it over the
Fence.
Over the
Good
fence.
thing the dog didn't eat it. Jeez.
I mean, sounds like Australia might have a bunch of dead dogs laying around. They have death caps all over the place.
Yeah.
But dogs have like a million snout receptor things. So maybe they can smell like poison ones to not eat.
I feel like dogs, probably are not scarfing down deadly mushrooms on a regular basis.
That's what I'm thinking.
They're better than us about a lot of that stuff.
Shit, well, yeah, I don't know how she would have gotten away with it. I don't know how she would have gotten it. It's a pretty good crime, though.
It is a pretty good crime. It's going to be, I guarantee you, this is going to be a
Australian
Hulu
TV
Australia,
movie.
yeah, TV movie. It's going to go down as one of the great Australian murder mysteries. And
It's not a mystery, though, because it's an open and shut case. Four counts of...
well, yeah, I guess
it's only a mystery in the way it's written in this article.
Yeah. Well, I probably fucked it up a little bit by combining the two articles. I probably copy pasted something wrong, but I don't blame Tiffany Turnbull Trunchkin or whatever her.
Yeah, her reporting is on point.
On point. Well, I hope you enjoyed this episode of New Fear Unlocked. I have a fear that Ed is going to try a trick like this on me someday. I need to know what deadly things grow in Los Angeles that he could
That is
forage.
a good question. Well, if
Fentanyl.
they're growing fentanyl, that's also in every yard and every episode of The Pit. I do wonder how many more of these we need to do before we could convincingly kill somebody. Like, I wonder about like these successful true crime podcasts. They've heard it all.
Right.
Like, they've known every version of like what works, what doesn't.
Well, you know what? That's something we're going to talk about off air.
That's just a thought, man.
So until next time, I'm Chris Kalari.
Yeah, wow, that's not the camera we're using at all.
Until next time, I'm Chris Kalari.
And I'm not going to do any of the stuff I just said.
And this is New Fear Unlocked. We'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
The theme song may say this show has no name, but as you know, it actually has a name. New Fear Unlocked.
The thing you guys always say, that's the name. The name is New Fear Unlocked, but now it's over, so you can turn it off. There's nothing